I think if there's one great sin, the greatest sin of all, it would be to not be a saint. It's not just one sin, it's a bunch of little sins that all combine together and make one big sin. We have to evaluate our life according to these scriptures. And I think we have to remember things like, what you have done to the least of mine, that you have done unto me. It's like on this earth that we live on, there is a final test. I can't say it enough. We have to compare the words of Jesus Christ, our beloved Lord, to our actions today. In a way, grace just pours down upon us when we follow the teachings of Christ. And that's pretty neat. Today, we have a movement of people who celebrate a gospel of wealth. This gospel of wealth is not taught anywhere in the Bible. Jesus Christ, when he was testifying before a rather strange worldly leader, said, "My kingdom is not here." You see, he spoke in terms of a reality that we mere mortals cannot understand. We have had so many warnings. Mary appears to children and tells of how important it is that we convert Russia. And today, Russia is converting us, totally contrary to what the Blessed Virgin had spoke to us. How much clearer could Christ have made this? He was born a foreigner in a strange land. Had no place to stay. Somebody offers them a stable, so they stay there. You just have to apply the words of Jesus Christ himself. And this will give you an idea of what God expects of us. And I know many of us have screwed up in our past life, maybe because we didn't understand things, maybe because we were teenagers and we were experimenting with things, and we would have screwed up completely except for Christ's dying on the cross. Christ, when asked how to pray, told us to forgive those who trespass us as we forgive them. See, it was a kind of a deal made with people that were going to sin, to know that the sacrifice of Christ on this cross was to forgive them of sin, because he knew that we would make mistakes. And that forgiveness of sin is important to us Christians, because Christ dies on the cross, puts that much sacrifice for us to forgive. And we ourselves must learn to forgive, or we mock that sacrifice on the cross. Could that be the greatest sin of all? I don't know. The greatest sin of all just appears to be a series of little sins all combined together that lead to a life away from God. We are today lucky to be living in this final chapter of the earth and have an opportunity to stand for our faith, to maybe die as a martyr, but to follow the words of Christ instead of the guy who grabbed cats. I'm too pure to say the words that president of ours spoke. Peace and good, if you will excuse me.